This time we ask all who are able to please rise for the events and honor our nation as Lake City student Alexander Van Trust sings our national anthem.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another varsity game between the boys McBain Ramblers and the Lake City Trojans. So far this season, our varsity boys have done very well, and it'll be a very fantastic, I'm doing great so far, fantastic game to watch coming up for the districts. But right now, we're going to be focusing on the Lake City game tonight. In the starting lineup, we have number 25, Evan Heverkamp, number 5, Nathan Cucci, number 12, Clayton Engelwright, number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, and number 50, Carson Murphy. And for Lake City, we have number 1, Bizball. And number 10, Goodrich.
Number 14, Root. 15, McGinnis.
And McGinnis again as number 50. And tonight's matchup will be fantastic between as the two teams battle it out. And for the jump ball, I imagine big number 25, Evan Heverkamp, will be at the middle jumping. Unless they feel like switching up a little bit. Maybe putting Nathan Cucci up there for the jump ball. That might be pretty interesting.
We talked about having Chelsea Eisinger do it for us one time.
I imagine that would have been pretty good. I mean, both people are very strong individuals and very athletic. And for the jump ball, we have number 25, Evan Heverkamp, and number 15, that
Cole
is
McGinnis.
Cole McGinnis.
Haverkamp gets the tip, gives it over to Murphy, who gives it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh to Engelwright, to Murphy, to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to pop the three. His three is good.
What an opener for the McBain Ramblers, getting the first three.
With basically 15 seconds
15
in.
seconds within the game, making a statement right off the bat.
Bizball passes to Goodrich. Goodrich bounces off his foot but regains it, gives it to McGinnis. There's a McGinnis and a McGinnis. I remember this from last time I had it announced.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Bizball goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. He's going to take off. Passes over to Murphy. Murphy goes up for two, and his two is good. Put your Ramblers ahead by 5, Trojans 0. Bizball's playing point guard, gives it over to McGinnis. He's going to go. Gets trapped. They're going to get a double dribble on him. Good defense by Murphy and Haverkamp, just trapping him down on the baseline, leaving him nowhere to go. He can't really do anything since he picked up his dribble either.
Yeah, especially when you get them two big guys in there. You can't see nothing.
Down to Haverkamp. Haverkamp keeps the ball after being jumped on. Gives it over to Cucci to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh into Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to look down, lobs it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to kick it over to Murphy. Murphy goes up for two, but gets fouled. He will get to go to the line for two.
Just a little bit of a pass-around gimmick between the three of them. I mean, Evan couldn't get it. Let's try Ben. Ben couldn't get it. Well, we'll get the backdoor there to Murphy going up for the layup, but unfortunately did get fouled, but he will go to the free throw line looking for two, as he will be looking for his first.
Free throw attempt was no good. Lake City switching some people around. Puts his second free throw up. That one's also no good. It's rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for two, and his two is good, making up for the free throws.
And that'll put the Ramblers at 7 now. Trojans 0.
Bisball passes down to Goodrich. Goodrich double teamed, almost loses the ball, passes up to Bisball. Ramblers playing some in-your-face defense. Goodrich is finding the open lane though. Gets blocked by Haverkamp. Engelwright passes long to Rodenbaugh, passes to Cucci. Cucci goes up for two, and it's good.
Cucci there just sliding right into the pocket there, just throwing it right up there for the good layup, making the score 9 now.
Bisball and his teammate, little miscommunication, ball's thrown out of bounds.
It seems so far Ramblers got their offense very well put together. I mean, right off the bat with a three-pointer by Evan Haverkamp, and then layups to follow. Just really good communication skills between them. But unfortunately, the Trojans, they're a little bit lacking here in the beginning, trying to get the ball rolling, but with some miscommunication there, the ball goes out of bounds and a couple passes as well.
Ramblers are doing a good job speeding up the Trojans' offense, though, playing really just in-your-face defense. You can't really look around and try to find your open people if you've just got multiple Ramblers collapsing on you as soon as you pick up your dribble.
And that's exactly what we call lockdown defense. You lock down your opponent to go nowhere, and that's exactly what is happening. And if anything, that's what Mr. Copeman likes to do. He likes to teach their players how to play very hard defense and get right up in their face.
Trojans had a timeout. It's Rambler ball coming out of it. Murphy at the three-point line, passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh looks, kicks it over to Cucci. Cucci for the wide-open three, no good. Rebounded by his teammate, McGinnis, who gives it to Bisball. Bisball over to McGinnis. Passes down to Goodrich. Goodrich finds Haverkamp, but makes the two. Rodenbaugh with the ball for the Ramblers. Doesn't quite want to give it to Engelwright in the corner. Passes down low to Haverkamp, kicks it back out to Rodenbaugh, over to Cucci, back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to look to drive, goes up for two. His two's no good, rebounded by Murphy, gives it back to Rodenbaugh, over to Cucci. Cucci's going to shoot the three, and his three falls.
That'll put the Ramblers up to 12 now with your Trojans at 2. Ramblers just continuing to put that the pedal to the floor just like their JV team once did.
Bisball is going to drive, goes to attempt to kick it out to McGinnis. Stolen by Nate as he's falling out of bounds. Passes to Rodenbaugh. Back to Cucci. Gets a screen from Haverkamp. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive in. Kicks it back out to Cucci. Cucci just looking around, trying to find somebody. Finds Murphy. Murphy gives it one dribble, picks it up, gives it over to Engelwright. Engelwright dribbles around, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp down to Cucci. Cucci kicks it out to Engelwright for the three, and it's good.
Clayton just showing what he does best, making them threes right on that three-pointer line, and that'll put the Ramblers now at 15-2.
Bisball playing point. Goes around. Gives it to McGinnis. Gives it over to Root, trapped in the corner. He's going to drive baseline, goes to pass around Haverkamp. Can't get around those long arms. McGinnis fights for the ball, gets the ball. He's going to drive. He shoots long, and it's good. Not quite wanting to drive all the way in there because he knows full well that Haverkamp's waiting there with long arms, so he takes the dribble and just pulls the trigger. Rodenbaugh with the ball now, passes over to Inglerite. Back to Rodenbaugh, kicks it over to Cucci. Cucci pulls it back a little bit. Gets a screen from Haverkamp. He's going to go and kick it out to Inglerite for the 3 in the corner. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to go and work the post, goes up for 2, gets fouled, and he will go to the line.
Haverkamp just down there working the post as he always does, trying to fight through multiple guys. Eventually, he always seems to find his way to that board. It's almost like an emotional connection between the two. I mean, it seems like Evan loves that basket, and the basket seems to love him. I mean, there's no separating the two. And once he makes his way there, I mean, it's almost guaranteed he's going to go up there for them points. Even at the free throw line, he just made one, and he will now be looking for his second. And as we have a quick sub in, we have number 50, Carson Murphy, will come out, and number 42, Clayton Hooker, will come in.
Evan gets his own rebound and makes his shot, so he made that 3 points, really.
That's a good way to end it there. Putting the Ramblers 18, Trojans 4 now.
Bizball's looking to set something up. He passes over to McGinnis. He's going to go up and drive. Gets blocked by Hooker. They're going to get McGinnis on a foul, though.
And as far as fouls go, Trojans now have 3, and your Ramblers have 0. And Ben Rodenbaugh will now take it up to the court, taking his time, passes half court, and he will now sit at the top of key.
Ball is passed to Cucci, who passes over to Hooker, back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh looking around. He passes to Inglerite in the corner, who bounce passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for 2. No stopping him. Easy bucket.
Making the points now. 2-0 in the first quarter.
Root with the ball now. He's looking around. He finds 15, who drives, goes up, and it's good. That would be McGinnis.
With wide open lane, he takes it right there, and that'll put the Trojans now at 6.
Rodenbaugh passes to Inglerite. Inglerite for the long 3, no good. Bounces off iron. Bizball's going to come up with a rebound, and he's going to take it for the Trojans. Passes over to McGinnis. Ball is attempted steal by Haverkamp. They're going to call a jump ball as McGinnis kept a hand on it. Both started walking away with it, really. Ball's going to stay with the Trojans, though.
Almost like hand in hand almost, but the two were just saying to each other, nah, I'm going to take this, and eventually Evan does end up with it, but the Trojans will take it.
Goodrich inbounds to Bizball. Bizball gets a screen from Goodrich, finds a wide open lane. He goes to drive, finds Hooker, but they're going to get him with the foul. If he had stayed straight up, it would have been clean, but he brought his arms down just as he was shooting, which is, in fact, a foul.
And that's where you got to be careful down there. I mean, once you put your arms up there, you just got to make sure you do not. Like in volleyball, you don't want to curve those arms right down because refs will see that. They will call that.
Yep. Sub in Cucci for Cucci. Nathan going to take a seat, and Aiden coming out. Free throw is missed. It's rebounded by Inglerite. He fights for it, gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Launches down to Aiden Cucci, who's going to shoot the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes down to Hooker, Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for the 2, and it's good.
H squared down there working together, but Evan does come up with the 2 points, making it 22-7 as the first quarter winds down at 55 seconds left to go.
Bizball working it. Rodenbaugh making his job very difficult, but he does end up with a foul. On the ground foul, it's going to stay with the Trojans underneath their basket. Inbounded to Goodrich. They're going to get Inglerite on the shooting foul.
And now fouls will match right up at 3 and 3 for both.
That's Clayton's first. First free throw is no good. Second free throw attempt is up and in. Ball is given to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Engelwright, or Haverkamp, excuse me, passes down to Hooker, and he goes up for the 2. Having a tall guy up at the high post helps to help survey the court. You can see pretty much everything.
And that's where you go back to that good head on your shoulders. When you get a full view of that court, that's exactly what you need. You need to watch all players at one time. You can see who's open and who's not, and that will get the advantage.
McGinnis working it. He misses his 2. Haverkamp comes up with a rebound, gives it over to Rodenbaugh, 10 seconds. Rodenbaugh passes over to Haverkamp, back to Rodenbaugh, over to Cucci. Cucci's going to give it back to Rodenbaugh, launches over to Engelwright. Engelwright's going to shoot the 3, and 3 attempt is no good. That is the end of the first quarter. Your Ramblers 24, Lake City Trojans 8.
And with that first quarter, Ramblers come out on top with 24 points and the Trojans 8. Trojans trying to play a little bit of catch-up here, but the Ramblers just keep putting that pedal right to the floor. With Mr. Copeman's strong offense lead with Evan making a 3, and then following with the defense, making sure the Trojans can't get anywhere, that eventually led to McBain's fast offense scoring points and bringing them eventually to their big lead they have now.
Yes.
Isabel, what do you think the Trojans have to do here to make up for the second quarter to hopefully play that game and catch up a bit more quicker?
I feel like they just got to start cleaning up their defense. They got to be a little sharper because right now they're sort of just running lackadaisical. Like, Ramblers are playing in-your-face defense. You got to work like sharp. If it's not sharp, it's not going to be there. So they just got to clean up their offense, and on defense, they got to make sure that they aren't losing people. Possibly start fronting your taller people or the taller Ramblers, because you don't really want them to get the ball, because once you do, there's not a whole lot you can do other than fouling them.
Very right about that. And coming in the second quarter, we still have both Cucci's now, and we have Darius Pena coming in on the floor along with Clayton Hooker and Benjamin Rodenbaugh.
Looks like Haverkamp has taken a seat. Cucci passes over to Pena, over to Hooker. Hooker dribbles around, gives it to Nathan Cucci, who shoots the ball, and the 3 is good. Putting the Ramblers at 27. Bisbal will take it up for the Trojans. Gets a screen from McGinnis. Passes over to Goodrich. Goes up for 2, finds contact. He's going to get to go to the line. Believe the foul was called on Hooker. Yep. That'll be his second, I believe. Yep, his second, team's first of the quarter.
Unfortunately, that's where it comes right back to the hands. You don't want to curve them. You do want to keep them straight up no matter what happens, or else the refs will see it, they will call it, and that'll bring the opponent to the line.
Yes, and that's something you just learn from experience. Like, kudos to Hooker. He's a freshman on varsity. He's doing amazing, having an amazing season.
He is.
But you learn things as you go, so
and especially
it'll come.
When you get on varsity as a freshman, I feel like you get way more experience than you would going through JV, because you're not thrown into the fire, but you're learning a lot quicker. You're picking up everything a lot quicker, especially from the senior guys. You can learn a lot more, a lot faster as well. And having that leadership helps.
Cucci to Cucci. Nathan Cucci goes to drive in, passes over to Pena. Pena in the corner. He's going to almost lose the ball, regains it, gives it to Nathan Cucci, passes over to Rodenbaugh. If Rodenbaugh would just turn his head, he would see Nathan Cucci wide open in the corner. But Nathan Cucci now has the ball. Gives it to Aiden. Back to Nathan, over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh looking, passes long to Aiden Cucci, who shoots 3, but it's no good, and wouldn't have mattered because Coach Copeman called timeout. Saw that his offense wasn't really clicking, had to call a timeout and get it all figured out.
And that's what you call a good coach right there. When you see your offense not clicking and you know you have timeouts and you use them, that's exactly what you want to see, because you want to bring your players in. You want to tell them, all right, guys, so we're not clicking. We need to figure out what's going on. And Bruce, with the big head he has and how smart he is and how his years of experience, he can tell right off the bat what's going on and how they need to fix it.
Knows exactly what the problem is, and how they need to go and attack it.
Yep, and that's exactly what we love to see from a coach, especially when they truly, truly know what's happening, and they can help you. They can point it out easier, not yell at you, but point it out and help it and fix it.
Rodenbaugh passes to Aiden Cucci. Aiden picks up his dribble, fires over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Nathan Cucci. He's going to drive baseline, shoots that shot, and it's good for 2. Putting your Ramblers at 29, Trojans 10. Bisball will take the ball up for the Trojans. He passes down to Goodrich, goes up for 2. That's some good defense right there. Hooker kept his arm straight up, and sometimes it just is what it is. There's not a whole lot you can do.
Nope. Does matter, though, as you played good defense.
Yes. Nathan into Hooker. Hooker's going to go up for 2. His 2 is no good. They're going to call a foul, though, and he will get to go to the line. Foul's called on 15, McGinnis.
Now,
that's his first.
Heading right back to the McBain's bench here, Bruce Copeman, he's been a coach for a long time, and what I meant by big head is he has a huge brain, huge. And it's amazing how smart he is with the game of basketball, and it's just shown over the years. I mean, going all the way to states as well, I believe back in 2002. And I believe with this group, they could potentially make a run with there as well. I mean, with 25 big Evan Heverkamp, number 34 Benjamin Rodenbaugh, number 5 Nathan Cucci, and a couple other guys like Carson Murphy, Darius, even Clayton Hooker. Just all-around great skills and talent on this team, and it's amazing to watch them all work together.
Clayton made one of his free throws, and it's now Lake City ball. Ends up in Root's hands, gets over to Bisball. Bisball's looking around. He finds Goodrich. Ball's tipped. It's going to stay with the Trojans. Root passes into Bisball. Bisball, double screen up top. Picks up his dribble. It's passed along to Goodrich. Goodrich sets up for the 3. No good. Rebounded by Root. Passed over to Bisball. Bisball over to McGinnis. To Bisball. Bisball's going to shoot the way deep 3. No good. Rebounded by Clayton Hooker. Rodenbaugh launches down to Aiden Cucci. Aiden sets up. Fakes it. Goes up for 2. And it's good.
With the tough basket, Aiden Cucci right in there, making the layup. I mean, that was almost, I can't believe he made it, honestly. I mean, that Trojan player is right on him, but.
Lots of contact, which is exactly why he got put at the line.
Exactly. And with those tough shots, it's always great to see them make them. Make them. Them.
Aiden misses his free throw. Hooker gets the rebound, goes up for 2, makes it, and also gets fouled, so he will go to the line for an N1.
Back-to-back free throws now instead of the same guy. It's Clayton Hooker now.
Foul is called on McGinnis, his number 15. That is his 3rd, so they subbed him out. It's the 3rd team foul of the quarter. Root passes to Bisball. Bisball's going to take it up. He passes over to Goodrich. Goodrich loses the ball. It's saved by McGinnis. Stolen by Cucci. Loses the ball, but it's going to stay Rambler ball. Knocked out of bounds by one of the Trojans that came to stop him from making a layup. Subs in, you have number 13, Gabe Comp for the Trojans. Nathan Cucci dribbles around, looks to set up an offense, passes over to his cousin Aiden, up to Hooker, over to Nathan. Nathan dribbles around, passes to Pena. Gives it to Hooker. Hooker down low to Rodenbaugh. They leave him, and he goes up for 2. Attempted to cut off the pass from getting him to him, was a step too late, ended up giving him a wide open layup. Root with the ball for the Trojans. Finds the lane. Darius cuts it off. Passes over to 12. His layup attempt is no good. That would be Brown. Pena's going to go up. They're going to call a charge. Darius lowered his shoulder as he was going in. Subs in for the Ramblers, 25, Haverkamp 50, Murphy, and 12, Inglerite for Hooker, Rodenbaugh, and Pena. Bisbal dribbles around, double teams, passes over to Brown. Brown to McGinnis. McGinnis working Murphy. Does not see Brown wide open in the corner. 13, Comp goes up, no good. It's rebounded by Murphy. Murphy's gonna play point guard. Gives it over to Nathan. Hands off to Aiden. Over to Evan. Evan to Murphy. Murphy's gonna set up for the three. His three attempt is no good. Rebounded by Bisbal. Bisbal kicks it to Brown in the corner. His three is good. Brown getting the look he was looking for in the last offensive play.
There you go, yep. Pick it right back up. That'll bring the Trojans to 15, Ramblers 37, as Clayton Ingray will give it to Cucci.
Evan with the ball now, sets up for the long two. It looks like his foot was on the line. Ramblers really pulling away offensively in this game. Bisbal over to Root. To Brown. Brown's going to shoot the long two. His two's no good. Rebounded by Inglerite. Went right through Haverkamp's hands. Ends up in Aiden's hands. He goes up for the layup. No good. They're going to get a body, though, and he's going to get to go to the line.
Another contact for Cucci. Not afraid to get right in there for those layups. Fantastic job by Cucci. I mean, not shy away from that. I mean,
yes.
When you want that, when you want to make a basket, that's heck of determination. I mean, just driving right in there, right for the layup, not even caring there's somebody there.
Yep.
And you're very confident in yourself. That's good to have in this sport. You cannot back down from tall guys or bigger guys. You just have to be confident in yourself.
Yeah, the foul was called on 13, and it looked like he was looking for a charge. But the thing with a charge you got to be very careful of is what a lot of people do is they end up moving their feet.
Yep.
And you got to be solid. You got to be set when you take a charge.
And that's where we go. That's where we go back to the mindset of, like, you're going to fall on a pillow. You plant your feet, and you simply let them hit you. I mean, it sounds scary enough just to let somebody hit you, but that's what you got to have the mindset of.
Yep, if you're shuffling the feet, you're going to get your foul. Goodrich guarded heavily by Murphy, looking to create some sort of space. Murphy's not really giving it to him. Bisbal guarded by Inglerite. Scuffle on the floor. They're going to get a jump ball. Yep. Ref comes charging in. Was getting a little physical down there.
Yep. Trojans will come up with it. And we do have number 3, Trey Bovin, in the game now.
Subbed in for Aiden Cucci. Bisbal gets the ball for the Trojans. Gets a screen, does not use it, kicks it. They're going to call a foul on Inglerite. Aggressive defense, maybe just a little too aggressive. But you'll have that. I mean, if you have a player that you really want to lock up on, sometimes you got to be in their face, and every once in a while that will result in a foul. Brown with the ball in the corner. Passes to Bisbal. Bisbal shoots the 2. His 2 is no good, but he will get fouled. He will get to go to the line. Foul was called on Inglerite. That'll be his 3rd, team's 4th. Like I said, aggressive defense, it will result in fouls every now and then. Looks like Coach Copeman's going to have a little conversation with him, explain what exactly is happening, why he's getting the fouls called on him.
And that's what you like to see, especially when a coach pulls you aside to tell you what's going on. That's what you want.
Yes.
You want them to see that so they can tell you what's going on, how you can fix it.
Well, and sometimes you don't even know for yourself. Like, right. I've had to ask, like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know.
Yep.
So.
And that helps when you have a coach that'll just simply sit there and tell you. Not one that's going to just yell at you for making a mistake, especially when you don't know what you're doing sometimes.
Haverkamp with the ball, passes to Cucci. Cucci's going to drive, shoots the long 2, and it's good. 2 points from Nathan Cucci. Puts him at 12 for the game. Bisbal passes to Root. Root finds a cutting Goodrich. Goodrich goes to work around. His 2 is no good. Gets his own rebound and gets fouled. And again, the importance of boxing out, because if you box out the offensive players, you'll get a lot of defensive rebounds, which is kind of what you want. You don't want the offense to have that second chance of another basket.
No, you do not. That's why coaches do stress about boxing out.
Yes. So Goodrich will go to the line for 2. Foul was called on Carson Murphy, his first, team's 5th. That does put the Trojans into a double bonus, so, or just a regular bonus. And that means they'll get to go to the line for every foul the Ramblers have. His first free throw was good. Second free throw's up, no good, and it's rebounded by Goodrich. He's gonna go up for 2, no good, rebounded by Bovin. Bovin's gonna take off. Passes to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh looks to dribble around, gives it to Bovin. To Murphy, down low to a wide open Rodenbaugh. They just did not see him cut backside. Backdoor cuts are a good thing to have, especially when teams are getting real, like, loose on defense.
Yep.
Goodrich with the ball. Passes to Brown. Pass attempt to Comp. It was knocked away by Nathan Cucci, given to Evan. Evan almost loses the ball, but retains it. Gives it over to Bovin. Bovin for 3. His 3 is good. 40 seconds on the clock. Your McBain Ramblers are at 48. Trojans 17. Bisball's going to take it up for the Trojans. Bisball gets a screen from Brown. Attempts to pass to him, but Rodenbaugh's long arms are in the way. Just bats it out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think Ben liked that ball too much, to be honest with you. He swiped that right away.
It's passed in long to Bisball. 20 seconds left. You've got Comp with the ball, finds Goodrich. Goodrich is going to go to drive, gives it to Root. Root passes over to Brown. Brown down to Comp. Comp's going to go up for 2. They're going to get a foul on Murphy, I believe. Yep, on 50. Again, with the shuffling of the feet, that's something you got to watch for. You got to try and stand straight up. You got to plant yourself, because shuffling your feet, batting your arms down, always going to be a foul.
And you seen the expression on Murph's face there. He's like, oh, again? What are you talking about, man? That's the upsetting part with your feet. You got to watch them.
Mm-hmm. One more free throw. No good. It's attempted, rebounded by Haverkamp, knocked out of bounds by Goodrich, so it'll go to the Ramblers. Rolling the ball, just looking to make sure the clock doesn't start. 7 seconds left. Ball's passed to Nathan Cucci. Nathan gives it to Evan. Haverkamp for the long 2, no good. That's the thing, is if you don't touch the ball, the clock does not start. So with only less than 10 seconds left, it was a good play, like trying to not touch the ball until you absolutely had to, just so that way you got the most offense out of the last few seconds you could get.
And that's what they were trying to do, is make that score 50. I mean, who wouldn't want that going right into the locker room? 50 points in the first half.
Yes.
That is awesome to see, especially when you are in full control of this game. That's exactly what the Ramblers have in their possession right now. They took this game by the grip and they ran with it, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yes.
So at the closing of halftime, we will see you after it's all done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back.
For people who desire a custom-built home in northern Michigan, Arrow Homes is the premier builder that specializes in creating stunning, high-quality custom homes that reflect each homeowner's unique style and needs. Unlike other home builders that rely on cookie-cutter designs, Arrow Homes partners closely with clients through every step of the process, from initial design concept to final walkthrough, creating a truly customized living space. With over 50 years of home building expertise using only the finest materials and the most skilled craftsmen, Arrow Homes constructs exceptional custom houses that owners are proud to call home.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone, from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m., and Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood.
The Foundation Scholarship helped me achieve my educational dream by allowing me to attend a private college that I really didn't think that I could afford.
By allowing me to focus more on my academics and less about worrying constantly about the financial stressors, it allowed me to form relationships on my community campus, which helped me strive to be a better person, a better student, and a better future teacher.
So I remember taking a picture back in my first semester of college, and it was over $400 for 2 textbooks. And so every bit of money helps, and these scholarships helped me achieve my educational dream by coming back to McBain and helping our next generation of students succeed.
I could go and pursue the majors in education that I wanted to.
McLain Transmission and Auto Sales. Transmission repair and vehicle sales in northern Michigan. Locally owned and operated. Being a member of the community means that we take pride in the work that we do for our neighbors. You can expect honest and expert service from us. Every repair, every sale, every time. Servicing Cadillac, Lake City, Manton, Mesick, Big Rapids, Traverse City, and surrounding areas. Located on 2730 South LaChance Road, Lake City, Michigan. Call us at 231-779-1394 or check out our website at McLainTransmission.com.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of halftime. As we will come back to play, we will be in the third quarter. Ramblers 48-18 to the Trojans. And starting off, I believe it will be Rambler ball with Clayton Engelwright taking it out. And he'll be looking for Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who will take it to the top of the key and set up a play.
Rodenbaugh passes over to Cucci. Cucci over to Murphy. Murphy from the free throw line, no good, but gets his own rebound, goes up for 2, also no good. Haverkamp gets that rebound, and there's a push underneath. They're going to call a foul on number 50, McGinnis. So it'll be Rambler ball underneath their own hoop. Haverkamp's going to set up for the 3. No good long, but okay, even I'm a little confused on that one. They're going to get Murphy with a push. His expression pretty much matched mine for a second there. Honestly, had no idea.
I didn't pay any attention, but that is why we do have the refs on the floor, so they can see the things we cannot.
Long pass down to McGinnis, who passes over to Root in the corner for 3. Over to Cucci. Cucci's going to give it to Murphy. Murphy misses. Haverkamp pulls away the rebound, goes up for 2, and it's good.
That was a tough bucket. I mean, his body was behind the basket. His arms just throwing it up there in the corner of the board, and it goes in. Fantastic layup by Haverkamp.
We're going to get Rodenbaugh with a foul. Trying to play defense on a handoff there that Engelwright couldn't get through. Root takes the ball out. It's passed into Bisball. Bisball's pass is knocked away by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh is going to go up for 2, and it's good. He will go to the line.
Good take by Rodenbaugh going in for the layup, and now he'll potentially be looking for 3 here. We will see what will happen.
Fouls are tied up 2-2. And his free throw attempt is good.
2-2. And Trojans now will take it.
Bisball has the ball. Bisball down to McGinnis. Kicks it back out to Bisball. Bisball for 3. His 3 is good. Rodenbaugh is going to take the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Engelwright. Engelwright over to Haverkamp. Back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh is going to kick it over to Cucci. Cucci for 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Goes up for 2, and it falls.
Just seems to almost put it right up there. Evan just no problem really, just reaches right up there, jumping away from all of them guys and just throws it right in the basket, making it 55 now for the Ramblers.
Bisball passes over to McGinnis. Passes over to McGinnis. It's so confusing.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Engelwright gets the rebound and he gives it to Rodenbaugh. Engelwright passes over to Cucci, back to Engelwright, over to Rodenbaugh. Back to Engelwright, swings it over to Cucci. Into Haverkamp. Haverkamp out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive the lane, kicks it out to Cucci. Cucci for 3. His 3 is good.
With that 3, that will put them at 58. Yeah, 58. I don't know why it took me a minute to get that, but it did.
Bisball passes to McGinnis. Over to Bisball. Back to McGinnis. Over to Goodrich. Back to McGinnis. McGinnis. Over to McGinnis. Who drives, loses the ball, ends up in Engelwright's hands. He's going to take it, passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Murphy. Murphy up for 2, and it's good.
Apparently there is going to be no bucket with Evan touching the rim.
I've never seen that call before.
I have not either, but I guess his fingers folded down on the rim and they called it no shot.
Okay. Goodrich loses the ball underneath the basket. It is going to go to the Ramblers.
We do have a new lineup here with number 30, Avery DeRuyter, and number 10, Caden.
11.
Oh, it's 11. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Caden Abrahamson and Darius Pena, along with Trey Bovin, number 3, and number 24.
Bovin passes down to Cucci. Cucci goes up for 2, and that one is good.
24, Aiden Cucci with the layup, making the score 60-24 with your Ramblers up.
Goodrich for the long 3, and it falls. Pena inbounds it to Bovin. Bovin's going to play point. Gives it over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter to Bovin. Bovin brings it around, gives it to Pena. Pena's going to drive, kicks it over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter gives it to Cucci. Cucci to Bovin. Bovin gives it over to Abrahamson. Abrahamson kicks it over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter over to Bovin. Just swinging it around the horn, really gives it into Pena on the post. Pena kicks it back out to Bovin. Bovin for the wide open 3, no good. It's knocked out of bounds by Goodrich on the attempted rebound, so it'll stay with the Ramblers. Subs in for the Trojans, number 12 and 13. That would be Brown and Comp for McGinnis and McGinnis. They sound the same or spelled differently, so.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'd be stumbling all over my words as I am already.
Bovin over to Abrahamson, back to Bovin. Bovin looks to set something up, dribbles around, finds Aiden Cucci in the corner. Aiden goes, kicks it back to Bovin. Bovin looking to set up a play, gives it over to Abrahamson. Abrahamson's player jumps to try and cut off the pass. Avery DeRuyter wide open too, sealed off his person in the post up and just drop steps and it goes.
And it goes, it does, as the Ramblers now will be at 62-27.
Bisbal goes up for 2 and it falls. Bovin to Aiden Cucci, back to Bovin. Bovin's gonna drive, kicks it back out to Cucci. Cucci for 3. 3 does not fall. Pena with the rebound goes up for 2 and it's good. Just answering each other's baskets. It looks like Lake City's coach is gonna call a full timeout.
And as the fouls stand, still 2-2. It's been a clean rest of the third quarter so far with no fouls happening, but the Ramblers do have 64 and Trojans 29. Isabel, what are you thinking so far?
I'm thinking that this game's just going to keep getting scrappier as we've seen. It started out relatively clean, and as we've gotten going, it's become scrappier and scrappier, a little more physical, and I think we'll continue to see that. Just more aggressive play by the Ramblers. They've been really just improvising on offense. Sometimes they run a play, and sometimes they just drive, kick, or shoot it.
Yep.
The Trojans really are probably going to start looking to clean up their offense a little bit. They've been doing really good about clearing out the lane and having their players just drive in for an open layup, basically. So Ramblers are going to have to watch it. On help defense, they're going to have somebody drop to maybe cut off those layups. Just looking to clean up some little things here and there.
For sure. And with those cleanup things, as the timeout comes to an end, we will see how each side decided to take their little fixes of their mistakes and clean up.
Trojans start with the ball. Bisbal receives the screen, kicks it down to Brown. Brown's going to go up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Pena. Passes over to Aiden Cucci. Aiden for the tough hook shot.
That was awesome. It's just a light toss by Darius right to Aiden with a tough shot. Just throws it right up there, gets the layup.
He knew he had people coming behind him, so I had to kick it to somebody.
He did.
Root with the ball now, guarded by Abrahamson. Attempts to give it down to Goodrich. Lots of bodies on the floor right now. Jump ball. Believe it's going.
That was good sportsmanship there by DeRuyter, picking up a fellow Trojan. That's what you like to see in these games, especially like in basketball and football, some of the most physical sports. You always want to see good sportsmanship right there, caring about each other on the floor.
Trojans got the jump ball. Root inbounds long to Bisbal. Down to Brown. Brown's going to shoot the long 2, no good. It's rebounded by Aiden Cucci. He's just going to take the ball, gives it over to Bovin. Bovin brings it around, kicks it out to Abrahamson. Abrahamson for 3, no good. Rebounded by Goodrich. They're going to get Pena for a foul. Just a little reaching is all it takes sometimes. You see a ball, and, I mean, it is tempting to try and cause the jump ball or maybe even steal it, but
Right.
sometimes you can't get your hand on the ball and you find an arm instead.
Yeah, it's just a little surprise for you, just like opening a present. You just don't know what you're going to get, you know? Instead of a ball, hey, here's an arm. Here you go. That's how that works sometimes, unfortunately. And you will get picked up for a foul.
Bisball once again taking up the ball for the Trojans. Passes over to number 20. Over to Goodrich. Goodrich goes up. They caught Avery DeRuyter unaware. Foul will be called on Avery DeRuyter. Everybody making sure that Goodrich is okay. Kind of a hard fall there. He seems all right.
As he got up good, Avery just right there, he just let the Goodrich just got right by him, and Avery tried to stop him there last minute, but unfortunately he did hit that arm, bringing him right to the floor. And he will miss his first. And for the foul update, Ramblers now have 4, and the Trojans have 2. And he'll make a second, making it 30-66. Ramblers still up as Bovin takes it at top of the key.
Seems we have siblings or relatives of some kind on the floor. We've got 2 roots. Pass was attempted to Avery DeRuyter, no good. It was stolen by Goodrich. Goodrich is going to go up for 2, and it falls. Pena is going to take the ball up. Gives it over to Bovin. Gives it to Aiden Cucci. Passes over to Bovin. Aiden's gonna drive, goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Goodrich. Goodrich is gonna go up for 2, and it's good. Bovin's gonna take the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Abrahamson. Abrahamson gets a screen from DeRuyter. Passes it to Brown, though. It's given to Bisball. Bisball's going to go. Pulls it back, kicks it out to Goodrich. Goodrich is going to fake the 3, goes up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Pena. Pena's going to take off. Attempted 2, no good. Rebounded. Abrahamson attempted to go for the ball. His feet were out of bounds, though, so it'll be Trojan ball.
And we have
under 2 minutes. There's no more running clock.
Yep.
Just because that really makes for some fast plays, which can lead to some really physical and scrappy behavior, which could end up in an injury.
Yep.
Which we typically try to avoid.
Not typically. I'd say about all the time. You don't really want those bad injuries on the floor, especially if you hit your head pretty hard and get a concussion. Those are the worst ones.
Bovin is still in the game as point guard. Gives it over to Inglerite. Inglerite passes to Hooker. Hooker's going to take him on the drive. Goes up for 2. His 2 is no good, but he will get to go to the line for 2. Fouls called on 15 McGinnis. It'll be his 4th, team's first. Got to be careful with 4 fouls out there. 1 more, and he will be fouled out.
Very true with that. That's one thing you do want to make sure in a game. You don't. Fouls do show you are very aggressive, and you do want that ball. That is very good to have them. But eventually, when you get to that 4th foul, you really, really want to start watching yourself.
Yes.
You do not want to get taken out of the game, especially in an early quarter, for example. If you get 4 and you come back in at the 3rd quarter and you get taken out just at the beginning of that, I mean, that hurts a little bit. I mean, knowing that you're taken out that quickly.
Root in the corner, passes over to Bisball. Bisball's going to drive the lane, only to bring it back out. It's stolen by Bovin. Bovin's going to take off down the court. He's going to go up for 2. His 2 attempt is good. Nice, fast break by Bovin, making sure that he didn't have any wide open teammates and that he was ahead of his defender for a good layup.
That's what we call a good player out there. I mean, he did look for his teammates because he might have given it to one. He did not want all the glory for himself. That's one thing about Trey Bovin. He does think about others, and that is fantastic to have a guy out there on the floor like that. Truly a caring and great man.
McGinnis to McGinnis. He picks up his dribble. He has no dribble, gives it over to Bisball. Over to McGinnis. He finds Root wide open on the cut, and it falls. Like I said, help defense is kind of needed on those cuts because sometimes the screens are too hard for the defenders to get through. So having your teammate on help defense down there creates a space with no driving lanes.
Right. Closes them up. Make sure no one can get through.
Bovin with the ball, passes over to Englerite. Englerite's going to take it around the horn, gets left open, shoots the three, no good. Rebounded by Bentham, goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by Hooker. Hooker goes up for two, and it falls.
It didn't fall. It went zigzag right into there. I mean, it was quick. I mean, right off the backboard, right into the basket. I mean, no problem whatsoever. Not a fall, just a straight shot right in.
Root wide open in the corner, passes up to McGinnis. He's going to drive the lane. Goes up for two. They're going to call a foul. Foul's probably going to be on Clayton Englerite. Yep. That's his fourth. Another thing with 4 fouls is sometimes people play scared, and you don't necessarily want to play scared because that gives your opponents an opportunity to exploit that, really. You still want to play aggressive, but not aggressive to the point where you foul out. And, I mean, if you do foul out, you just left it all on the court then.
Now on to the next. That's pretty much the mentality you need to have. And, Isabel, you are great at continuing to have that trait. I mean, you've been fouled out before, and you've kept your head up pretty high, and that's amazing to see from an athlete. Really, just a true inspiration to many people.
Yep. I fouled out of more games this year than I have in my entire basketball career.
Oh, and hey, that'll happen, especially if how physical you play, and that's amazing to see. And you got your senior year left, and that's awesome.
Bovin with the ball, passes up to Englerite. Englerite for the three. Three is good. That officially puts the Ramblers at 75. 2 more points, and we have a running clock. Granted that Trojans don't score. Bisball passes to Davis. Yep. McGinnis tried to bounce it off of Bentham's foot, but he was already out of bounds when the attempt was made, so it's Rambler ball. Bovin takes it up for the Ramblers. Bovin's just going to shoot the three. Three's wide open, no good. Rebounded, knocked out of bounds by a Trojan. Hooker almost had the rebound. Somebody came in and poked it right out of his arms, forcing it to go out of bounds. Refs are discussing, maybe trying to figure out who it was really off on. Okay, they're going to give it to the Trojans.
Good look by the refs there. That's exactly what I have on the floor to make sure they do get the correct calls. And right there, I believe they did get a correct call. And right there again with a travel on the Trojans, it'll be back to Rambler ball.
McGinnis with the attempted drive, saw somebody slide over, kind of second-guessed himself, and ended up sliding his feet while trying to go up for a layup. Bovin now kicks it over to Englerite in the corner. It is knocked out of bounds by a Trojan, though. Rambler ball in the corner. Englerite inbounds it to Bovin. Bovin's kind of trapped in the corner, kicks it back out to Englerite. Englerite's met with arms. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Trojan ball. Definitely more jump balls this game than there was the JV game. I'm pretty sure we had 1 jump ball call the entire JV game.
That is very true right there. I mean, the jump balls have been crazy this game. It just shows the physicality that's been happening, especially here in the 4th and 3rd quarter.
Ball was dumped down to Davis, and he got fouled. Foul is called on Brett Ealing, his first, team's second. It was on the ground, though. So it will be Trojan ball underneath their basket. Ball is given to McGinnis in the corner. He's going to try and pass to Comp. Comp is going to push it out of bounds. Had a little too much momentum going. Couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Bovin now brings it up for the Ramblers. Hands off to Englerite. Englerite passes over to Ealing. Ealing looks around. Gives it over to Englerite. Englerite's going to pass it into Bentham. Bentham looks around, gives it to Englerite. Englerite for the long three, no good. Rebounded by Root. Given over to Comp. Gives it to McGinnis. McGinnis is going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Ealing. Ealing's going to take off. Gives it over to Bovin. Kicks it over to Inglerite. Inglerite for three. His three falls. Splash.
Making it 78-37.
And with that is your running clock.
I don't think it's running.
It's a running clock. It's a continuous
It's a
clock.
bad pun. I'm sorry. And we got Clayton on the fast break here, looking for Bovin. Gets the 2, and that'll be 80.
80 points. Subs in for both teams. Root for Root. DeRuyter, Abrahamson, and Pena in for the Ramblers. I believe Abrahamson will be playing point now.
I wouldn't imagine Boots Bentham would be.
What, you don't think a post could be a point
You
guard?
know, I do think that, honestly. I've thought that a couple times. Maybe just switch it up here in the fourth quarter. Make a post a point guard. You might see some actually pretty fantastic plays from a post.
Throw him off.
A little bit.
Helsel up from the JV, playing point guard for the Trojans. Foul was called on Pena, his third, team's third. We have Brown in for... They have 6 people on the court. Who is he in for? In for McGinnis. McGinnis takes a step off the court, just trying to get things moving. Brown downloaded Davis. Davis tries to go up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Abrahamson. Abrahamson is indeed playing point. Abrahamson now hands off to Pena. Over to DeRuyter. To Bentham. Over to Abrahamson. Abrahamson shoots the 3. No good. Rebounded by Bentham. Bentham goes up for 2. No good. It's rebounded by Comp. Given over to Helsel. Less than 2 minutes left. Helsel dribbles around. Goes up for the 2. No good. Rebounded by Davis. They're going to get a foul. He's shooting 2. Foul's called on Bentham.
I believe it will be on the floor.
They're not
It will
shooting 2.
Nope, they're not.
He held out 2 fingers, but okay.
Maybe a peace
Root
sign.
over to Brown. Brown's 2 is no good. Rebounded by Pena. Pena's going to take the ball. He's going to drive. Goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded by lots of... Okay, Comp comes away with the rebound. A little bit of a scuffle there. Ball was going in between people's feet. Couldn't quite find it. Helsel now with the ball for the Trojans. Passes over to Davis. Davis up top. Passes down to Brown. Brown's going to go up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by DeRuyter. Gives it over to Abrahamson. 45 seconds on the clock. Abrahamson over to Ealing to DeRuyter, to Bentham. Bentham's going to shoot the long 3. No good. Rebounded by Helsel. Mr. Copeman always did say, if you're open, shoot the 3.
Yeah, you might as well. And Boots took that right to heart. He looked at that rim. He's like, you know, maybe it's my time to shine. He took that shot, and he just got the rebound.
Root's attempted shot was no good, and like you said, Bentham got the rebound. Pena with the ball now for the Ramblers. 12 seconds left. They're really just going to wait, run the clock down. Good sportsmanship, I guess, kind of. There's been a debate whether or not keep playing or not playing is sportsmanship or not.
That's been a huge debate. I mean, a lot of people just say, well, just if you have 40 seconds left, play it out.
Keep playing. And
yeah, might as well.
And others see it as good, you're not trying to run your own score up.
Exactly. But, well, that is the end of the varsity game tonight with your McBain Ramblers 80 and your Trojans 37. I mean, what a game tonight. First half was a nice, clean game. Second half was a little bit, there's a lot more scuffles. It was a bit more rough here and there, but the Ramblers did come out on top. It was just fantastic game all the way around. And once again, thank you to our sponsor, Little Town Jerky over here, for helping us out, giving us these tasty treats, and we do recommend them. And we do want to thank all the Rambler Review members tonight. We have Grayson Guernsey, Ryan Kirkby, Audrey Berge. We have Logan Roby, Ryan Bell, and Isabel, and myself, Cade Weaver. We hope you all have a wonderful night. I am Cade Weaver.
And I'm Isabel Roosevelt.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this episode of the Varsity Game.
We'll see you tomorrow for the girls' game.
Darius Pena, forward, number 2, junior.
Trey Bowman, number 3, point guard, senior.
Nathan Cucci, number 5, shooting guard, senior.
Caden Abrahamson, number 11, guard, senior.
Clay Engelwright, number 12, guard, senior.
Brett Ealing, number 20, forward, junior.
Aiden Cucci, number 24, guard, junior.
Evan Haverkamp, center, senior, number 25.
Avery DeRuyter, number 30, center, senior.
Ben Rodenbaugh, 34, guard, junior.
Brett Bentham, number 40, center, senior.
Clayton Hooker, number 42, power forward, freshman.
Arson Murphy, number 50,